and gentlemen, I would like to invite the father of the bride, Mr. Oberly, for a wonderful champagne toast. So please grab your champagne glass. Thank you.
I am going to do my best to get through this. So if there's a pause, just bear with me. Dave did a great job last night at the rehearsal center. Gave me some inspiration. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. I'd like to begin by welcoming you all. And on behalf of Cindy and I, thank you for coming to this very special occasion to celebrate the marriage of our beautiful daughter, Morgan, to David. I would like to extend a very warm welcome on behalf of Cindy and myself to the parents of the groom, Dave and Maddie. I am honored and feel privileged to have this time to give a speech such as this. Having spent over 25 years of my life living in a house with my wife and 3 daughters, there's been a few opportunities when I've been allowed to speak. And even less when anyone listened. As most of you are aware, about 9 months ago, I had a minor medical problem. It sent me to the hospital, and honestly, it was a type of medical problem that stops you in your tracks. Everything slows down. Thankfully, my wife, an EPRN, my oldest daughter, Megan, a physician assistant at Hartford Hospital, were my healthcare advocates. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Madison, our youngest daughter, because as she retells the story of that evening, if it wasn't for her persistence, I would have never gone to the hospital. According to her recollection, she saved my life. Because of a highly skilled cardiothoracic surgeon and a great team of healthcare professionals at Hartford Hospital, I'm here today to fulfill my duties. I take you back to February 14th, 2000. It's Valentine's Day. Cindy is in labor. We're off to Hartford Hospital. Both of us, 2 highly trained, experienced healthcare providers, waited until the very last minute to head to the hospital to have our second child. Not our first child, our second child. Morgan, you need to know that your place and city of birth was almost Interstate 84 westbound at 58 East Hartford, Connecticut. Thankfully, your passport reads Hartford. We arrived in labor and delivery shortly after 9 o'clock that evening, greeting our OBGYN, Dr. Patty Fagan, who was staying at the hospital as the on-call physician. Her first words to us were, "I've been on call all day and not delivered a single baby. We are having this child on Valentine's Day." Morgan Louise Oberle was born on Valentine's Day at 11:02 p.m. A healthy and beautiful baby girl. I was honored when David approached me to ask for Morgan's hand in marriage, but wasn't at all surprised. The 2 of them have formed a very strong team early on in their loving relationship. They moved to Virginia almost a year ago now, while David attends medical school in Lynchburg. I know they both have found their partner for life. Every wedding is special, of course, but to see your daughter get married is one of those moments. Morgan, our walk down the aisle today was wonderful, beautiful. It's a memory I shall cherish forever. You looked absolutely beautiful in your wedding gown. Now, I tried to follow the ultimate guide template, the 12 do's and don'ts of a perfect father of the bride speech you can find on the internet. But in the end, I went with my mended heart and wanted to convey a message to the happy couple. I have always enjoyed listening to commencement speeches delivered by notable individuals. I find the messaging, the motivational speeches to be uplifting and provide insight to life at an early age. I thought about Admiral William McRaven's speech, "If you want to change the world, make your bed." It was given to the University of Texas at Austin class of 2014. However, I found a hard time connecting a wedding to Navy SEAL training. So instead, I went with Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Steve Jobs gave a speech to the Stanford University class of 2005. In that speech, he told 3 stories. I'm only going to tell you the first one. This is the one that resonated with me so much. It was about connecting the dots. He told a story of how he dropped out of Reed College because he was tired of taking all the required courses. He gave him the time to take the classes that he wanted to take instead. He called them drop-in classes. Well, one of those drop-in classes he took was a calligraphy class where he learned about serif and sans serif typefaces. In essence, what makes great typography. The class had no practical value to Steve Jobs at the time when he took the class, but 10 years later, when he was designing the first Macintosh computer, it was the first computer with beautiful typography. If he had never dropped out of college and dropped in on those drop-in courses, the Mac would never have had multiple typefaces or proper spacing. Jobs quit during the speech, and since Windows just copied the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have one. Jobs said it was impossible for him to connect the dots looking forward when he was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. He said in his speech, again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path. And that will make all the difference. So why am I telling you two about a commencement address given to college graduates when you were just 5 or 6 years old? The concept of connecting the dots has been one of the most impactful ideas in my professional career since I read that speech over 15 years ago. It's an idea that got me through 11 years working in a startup company. It's taken me 18 years to realize that connecting the dots applies to everything in life: family, friends, and your future. We're just a series of dots, moments, professional and personal decisions, milestones, life events, successes, and failures. Our lives are the line that connects through the dots. The struggle is, it's often impossible to see that line as you place new dots. The complexity of the world just obscures the connections. David and Morgan, while you have experienced dots already together, today is your first dot as husband and wife. But
Clap it up, clap it up.
much of your new life together as one requires a terrifying leap of faith, a grounded belief that those dots will connect somehow, some way. And yet, as petrifying as it may be, I'm here to tell you, they always do. Time and again, the dots will connect. So don't worry about which dot to place, where, or when. Just always, always have faith in the dots. I don't know what the future holds for you, and I know that 20 years from now, many things will have happened that no one can predict. But whatever happens, wherever you go, your mom and I know you always have each other's love, and you will certainly always have ours. So, before I take a seat, I have one last task to perform.
Good job, Dad.
It's a task that's both my honor and my privilege. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses. Join me with me in wishing the newlyweds a long, healthy, and very happy future together. To Morgan and David. Cheers.
Good job, Dad!